This is Gene Key, Skyserve, Texas News. A man finds his 20-year-old friend brutally murdered. KHOU.com contributed to this report from Houston. Homicide investigators were called to a Southwest Houston high-rise late Wednesday after a friend found a 20-year-old woman brutally murdered. The friend of the victim told police he hadn't heard from her in a few hours, which is unusual, so he went to her third-floor apartment to check on her. That's when he found her dead. Houston Police Department homicide investigators said the woman was slashed with an unknown object. A motive and suspects are unknown at this time as the investigation begins. Officials said the man who found her is not a suspect in the case. A man is killed during a home invasion in Oak Cliff. WFAA.com contributed to this report from Dallas. Police say a man has died after he was shot during a home invasion in Oak Cliff. Just before 3:30 a.m. Thursday, two individuals broke into a home and reportedly shot the man. He was taken to a local hospital with critical injuries but died a short time later. 6 people were inside the house at the time, including a young child. No one else was injured. Police are still investigating but say they believe the 2 suspects were there to rob the home. A search is ongoing for the suspected murderers. A Dallas-based auction house sells a signed Lincoln document from an inaugural address for $2.2 million. CBSDFW.com and the Associated Press contributed to this report from New York. An autographed manuscript written by President Abraham Lincoln just weeks before his assassination has sold for more than $2.2 million at a New York City auction. Dallas-based Heritage Auctions says the document contained the final passage of Lincoln's famed second inaugural address, sold Wednesday for more than twice its pre-sale estimate. Lincoln's second inaugural address in early March 1865 contained the now famous phrase, "With malice towards none, with charity for all." He wrote out his speech's final passage in 13 lines of text and signed it for the 10-year-old son of John Palmer Usher, a cabinet member. Lincoln was assassinated 6 weeks later. The document remained in the Usher family, which put it up for auction recently. The Heritage Auctions, discussing the uniqueness of the manuscript, said it's an understatement to call it rare. Lincoln was not one to just scribble a quote for someone. This is Gene Key, Skyserve, Texas News.